demonstrate army crawl out here so we can see you? Very nice. Good strategy. Our students know the expectations when they come in is to move around. When I say freeze, they stop, they focus on the speaker, and they're on level 0 for listening. And then when I say go, we're right back into activity. They're being safe as priority. Safety, fairness, and fun is our expectations in here.
Here's how Carrie Rogers, physical education teacher at Chansey Elementary, starts the first day of school.
Let's say it's the first day of school and they come in, and I'll have them in their spots, in their seats. They're all assigned seats just like they are in the classroom. That's what they're used to. And then I'll demonstrate. I'll give them my expectations. Here's our routine. I'll demonstrate, I'll pinpoint a few students to demonstrate, and then we're all doing it together. And it really is about a 6-week process of doing nothing but repetition and focusing that repetition on routine, expectations, and transition time.
Transition cues are an important component of Carrie's class.
And freeze! Stop cue is freeze. And they get into what's called an athletic stance. So it allows them a little power over that freeze. They get to be creative. They can be a basketball player or a baseball player or a football player, and they can change it up. So it's more of a partnership on the freeze. I want them to freeze because I'm ready to move on to something else. They want to freeze because they get to showcase whatever their creativity is. Say your hands are about... then you also want to have a start cue, and it's always when I say go. So they know they don't move until I say go. It's the magic word, as we call it. During the class, we'll transition 10 to 15 times. And the reason for that is elementary kids, one, need to move often. However, if they're stuck on one task for too long, they start to get off task. They start to modify the task in ways you don't really want or you're not looking for. So stopping and transitioning often gives them small breaks in your focus. So they're focusing on a task. You see that maybe they need to move on to something else. Stop, transition to something else. Stop, transition to something else. So they're constantly getting something new, but not for very long.
Transitions, for instance, into fitness activities. 5
components of fitness are aerobic endurance, muscular strength, muscular endurance, body composition, and we talk about stress management as well, but then also flexibility. So there's really 6 main ones that we talk about, and we try to incorporate that into every lesson. They have fitness time, which I use twofold. One, for knowledge for the students and experience, but I also use it for my management. If I see there might be a little off task in the skill development, I'll just shout out that word fitness and they know exactly what to do. It gets them back on task and gets them refocused. No, maybe? No, some? All right, if it's not beating hard, then you're not moving hard enough.
Skill development is another area always covered in class.
The goal of skill development is to give them a wide variety of skill development. We don't just focus on team sports, we focus on the skills in team sports. So we break it down to very elementary, but we give them a lot of opportunities to practice. So we might practice dribbling skills, but we do dribbling in floor hockey and basketball and soccer. So we use the sports skills as a base for our skill development, but we do a lot of individual skill development within those sports units.
A wide variety of experiences in elementary schools will allow students to have confidence to try a wide variety of sports once they've moved on to middle school.
Nice. Stand tall. PowerPoint.
Carrie uses the Knowledge Board for class health content.
The Knowledge Board is, it gives the kids a break from activity, because in 50 minutes they can get pretty tired. All of us adults get pretty tired with constant activity in 50 minutes. So it's a break for the kids, but it's also getting in my health content that my program of studies says I need to do. And I'm only seeing them once a week. I want to get a little bit of everything in. So we use the Knowledge Board for mostly health content. State the objectives, learning objectives for the day, and then moving into whatever health unit, that topic that we're covering. We know that most kids need to hear things about 30 times before they commit it to memory. So we, and if we want to address the multiple areas of learning, so they see it, they hear it, they read it. So all those kids who are great readers, they learn best by reading. The kids who are auditory learners, they do best by hearing. And then the kids who say it, then they're saying it and hearing it at the same time. So you're kind of covering those different learning styles all at your knowledge area.
Exercise is used as a reward, not as a punishment in Carrie's classes.
We have what we call victory laps here, and when kids are caught doing the right thing, when maybe there's more kids that are a little off task, we'll stop, freeze, I'll pinpoint what they were doing, what my expectations were, and they get to take a victory lap. It's just celebrating them doing the right thing and being a good role model. Nice knee bend over here. She's even got her opposite foot in. I do a lot of assessments. You'll see a rubric checklist today where I have my expectations listed at the top, and I may put an X next to a student that's not quite demonstrating the way I want them to demonstrate. And then I'll focus on that student. Maybe once during activity, I'll go over to that student and give some one-on-one feedback of, you know, here's what I'm seeing and here's what I want to see. And I may have to ask them why is that important? Maybe it be safety or their learning or whatever the case may be. So again, sharing that ownership with the student and knowing that it's not just me that wants it to happen, they should want it to happen as well, their focus. Okay. My philosophy is to be a role model for the students. And if I want to be a role model, I have to be out there doing it with them. I have to be enjoying it. If I want them to have fun, I need to have fun. If I'm sitting down in a chair, that says to them, I don't really think this is important. If I'm shouting and screaming at them, it's not creating that safe, fun environment. So by establishing routine and expectations and me doing it with them says to them, I think this is important, it's a lot of fun, and it's a safe and caring environment. And safe and caring environment means we practice the expectations. I'm not screaming and yelling, we just practice it over and over again. Yeah, you burn it up for energy.